The Star.
Yeah, y'all already know. Seven the Panther. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot the death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts, live as a pro's corpse. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for them four letters. The latest news, score stats in the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people start five. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. In the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
We had to open the show with that blank spot after the new intro video because it was the easiest way that I could express and show love with a quick moment of silence to one of the founders of the Star 5 podcast, JP, who lost one of the most important figures in his life, his father. I believe the age of 72 or 70. I don't remember, maybe a little bit older than that, but he lost his life. I forgot what he was fighting, and JP's a private dude, so he probably didn't want us to say what it was. You know, he would have to come back on to do that, but we had to show love again and give a quick moment of silence to one of the founders of the Star 5 podcast, JP John Pope, in the loss of his father. We love you, brother. Of course, we got your back. If I was able to make the services tomorrow, I would have been there for you. But we talked this week. I let you know, couldn't make it because I got to work. My daughter starts a summer school tomorrow. I, unfortunately, am too busy to be able to get down there for you. But like I said, man, we talked on the phone a couple days after. TJ alerted us behind the scenes the other day, so we instantly had to hit him up, give his love and condolence, give us our love and condolences to the brother. And yeah, again, as a founding member of the Star 5 podcast, it was only right and a must that we start off the show like that, TJ.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to JP. Condolences again. We're here for you, brother. If you need anything. Shout out to Dan. I love the intro today for the show. That was dope. You got everybody in there. After I saw your face, I was like, oh shit, what picture did he have for me?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to have y'all looking crazy. I wasn't trying to have y'all looking crazy.
Been a real great week for me personally, with work, life in general. So I'm on cloud nine. Yesterday was a full day for me. That's why voice is a little cracked today. I've been laughing and yelling all day yesterday. So I got no complaints, man. Life has been pretty good so far. So that's what it is. What up, Big O?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, fellas? Another Sunday, man. Another session. I mean, looking forward to a great show today. Shout out to JP. My condolences. to him and his family. You know, prayers to all of them, man. That, you know, they find the strength to get through this. But yeah, that's all I have for right now, man. I'm looking forward to a great show.
You're supposed to pass it off to Tyrone.
Oh, my fault, Tyrone, my fault.
You're supposed to pass it right.
Yeah, my bad.
I know I didn't
dropped
know
the ball,
brother.
man.
I didn't know the brother, but you know, I always willing to offer prayers up when anybody goes through anything like that. So I offer my condolences and my prayers for him and his family. And I like that intro. It you know, I was having a hard time being official, but now that and oh, I did. I got the kids into the spades this weekend, and so last night I got them into the spades. So now, you know, we're gonna be doing that again at the cookouts. You know, I got my kids involved, and yeah, I'm ready to go.
Word. Well, glad y'all had good weeks, because this week was the week of fuck you, I want to kill this man. When you deal with somebody again who's of upper management level, who you can tell had absolutely no friends, was never a part of the cool circle, but also too doesn't know how to take responsibility for their fuck ups, these are the worst type of people to work for. And I'm just gonna leave it at that, because if it, I'm gonna just say it like this: if it even gets back to who I work for and I get a little reprimanded for this, I don't care, because I'm telling all. Because motherfuckers don't know how to take responsibility for their actions. We admitted to our mistakes. He did it. And now we are getting in trouble because this motherfucker couldn't own his mistakes. And I'm going to leave that at that. But anyway, though, man, this has been a full week of, I mean, the topic list that we got, like, you've heard some of it on some other platforms, but you ain't hear from us and have a spin on it. But to open the show, TJ, you got the question of the week this week. What inspired this too, as you deliver it, before you deliver it? Like, where did this question of the week even get inspired from? Because usually these questions get triggered off of something.
Yeah. So I forgot. Was I listening to something or somebody. I don't know if I was listening to another show or I was having a conversation, and I was like, you know what? That'd be a good question of the day for the show. Like, you're funny. It's like, oh shit moment. Like, oh shit, that was me, or oh shit, I can't believe that just happened in front of me, type deal. And I just started thinking. I was like, yo, I had a bunch of those times where it was just something funny like that happened out of the blue or left field, and you're like, oh shit, this is crazy. It's bananas out here right now. So that's when I think I was speaking to one of my boys at work, and then we were talking about something else, and it was like an oh shit moment at that time, and I was like, that's what set me off with the questions, with the topics of the week and the question of the day. It was just all coming at me at the same time. So I was like, let me just put this down right now, and you guys, decide on what we could talk about or what we don't want to talk about, plus the question of the day. So that's how it came to. But yeah,
and as you're freezing, the question of the week was what are some oh shit moments that happened in your life? Whoever wants to start, because I'm I'm brain farting on so many.
Well, first one come to my mind is like, on Saturday mornings, me and my dad used to watch wrestling, and always used to say, this is done by highly trained professional athletes. Do not try this at home. But we didn't care. So me and my dad, my sisters always wrestled in his bedroom, like all the time. When my mom used to go to work, it was all out wrestling warfare in my mom's bedroom. So my baby sister was like 2 or 3 years old, and we all wrestling my dad, and he picks up my baby sister and power bombs her onto the bed. Well, he didn't know how small she was, because when he power bombed onto the bed, that joint was like a trampoline. She flew off his head. She flew into the dresser and landed on the floor, right? And listen, she's out cold, like yeah, right? So we're all like, oh shit, we're panicking. And my older sister goes, that's why they say don't do it at home. So then my dad gets my sister, he puts her on the bed and she's out cold. And he's like, wake up, tapping her. And I'm just like, he got to give her mouth to mouth or something. And we don't know what happened. And all of a sudden, she just like comes out of the coma and she's laughing her ass off, right? Laughing. And then everybody starts laughing and all this. And my dad turns around, he's mad as shit, and he said, hey, listen, don't none of you motherfuckers tell your mother. I will never forget that because we went from thinking she was dead to like have so much joy and laughter in that room.
Yo, that's getting thrown up on the TikTok. I'm clipping that up, and that's going on the TikTok. I'm sorry. Like this, I don't even want to follow that up because that shit is fucking. Because as soon as you said wrestling, it reminded me of two things that were like oh shit moments. Because you're right, like everybody's mother was don't fight or whatever, and it wasn't like my mother was like that with us, but my father decided to try me. And this was maybe, I might have been 15, 16, and I was already like 240 something, 250 something, 5'11", 6 feet. So weight wise and everything, like I matched him size for size. So like my father never was as big as ever I got or my brother got. And he's trying to wrestle me, and I got him, and I already had him turned. I went like this, went up, went with him, fell into the couch with him, and we broke the whole arm of the couch off.
Wow.
And then my mother happened to came home and we was throwing the couch out. Like, yep, we was wrestling. I'm sorry. But the last wrestling joint, right? This was reminiscent of Owen Hart to Steve Austin without breaking bones. Shout outs to my little brother Chris. He down in North Carolina. Not by blood, but my mother babysat him since he was like 6 years old. So that's brother for life. We were wrestling in the room, in our old room, on the bed, and I picked him up and I put him in the pile driver. And I pile drove him, bang, right into the bed. And for the rest of the day, he was like this. You see my head, his head,
Wow.
and he was a little skinny kid, with a little light bulb head. So it looked hilarious with this big ass head, just like this. And funny enough, I'm telling that story. I realize my father's right outside right now. I just told him the story about how we broke the arm of the couch that time when you tried to think you was overpowering me. He's laughing right now. But yeah, I power drive Chris, and Chris had, like I said, little, like, imagine this is his head and little skinny body, and he was stuck like this for the rest of the day. And we was like, yo, shit, like, what the fuck? Like, we was all mad. We was mad, nervous, and wait for his mom to get home. And I forgot what we excused it as that happened to him, but he was just stuck like this for the rest of the day until the muscles loosened up, and he came back the next day with his neck all right.
Wow.
Jesus. Jesus.
all from having fun.
That would have been mortifying for me, boy.
What's up, yo?
Yeah, I'd have been. JG was good, sir.
What's good,
What up,
man?
what up?
Apologize for my tardiness. The previous night's activities took over.
Yo, I saw cheesesteak at 2 a.m. I just shook my head, boy.
I'm too old for that shit, bro. My body had to check me, man.
You might have to reconnect and come back because you're coming through real choppy. Even though our connection's been a little funky, but you're coming through a little choppy. While he does that, Big O, go ahead.
All right, man. I got a couple, man.
All right.
A couple of years ago, right now I'm blessed to live not too far from my job. So I'm walking home from work, and I'm walking down the street, man, and I see this dude I see this dude off in the distance stop the car in the middle of the street and just tossing shit out the car, whatever, and he tossed his chick out the car. And she's fighting to get back in there, and they going back and forth. And now by this time, I'm up on her. So I see what's going on, and she has the nerve to catch eye contact with me. Now I'm like, I'm like, yo, listen, I'm not jumping in. I don't know what transpired before I got there. I'm not getting involved in this. You know what I'm saying? So I kept walking, man. It bothered me for the rest of the day. But I'm like, yo, I jump in, and next thing you know, something else happened, and y'all back together tomorrow. So that was my last oh shit moment. My first one that I can remember, my brother and I were playing with snaps. This was, man, we're talking like 80, 85, 86. We were playing with snaps outside, and we were by the this is back in Parkchester in the Bronx, and we were by the chain, the little chain links that cordon off the grass. So I'm there throwing snaps or whatever, and he jumps, and when he jumps, his eye hits the pole in the damn what you call it. And all I see is this blood gushing everywhere, right? So he's dazed, he doesn't know what's going on. So I'm scrambling, trying to get him to my aunt's house, and just blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna lose his eye. And he just starts bawling, right? And so, needless to say, he got about 4 or 5 stitches that day, and that was pretty much it. But I never played with snaps again, man. After that.
So TJ, before you and Jamal go, I have an oh shit moment that I witnessed live the other day. This is where crackheads and junkies are bad.
Oh damn!
There's a site. Y'all brothers who live close to Crown Heights know there's a psych ward not too far by Albany. And
there used to be 3.
There might be more than there might be more than that, but I think that junkie right there was a product of the psych ward, and he was just spazzing the fuck out, and we just happened to be standing there, and it was pouring rain. And it was pouring rain that day, and that was the result of that. And because the white man was saying "fuck you," he was saying "nigga" so freely, I thought he was black. It was just a wild. That was an oh shit moment that recently happened. But Jamal, the question of the week brought by TJ was, what were some oh shit moments that happened in your life?
First one was wrestling related. My pop.
Wait till you play back Tyrone's.
My pop's living room was my pop's cool out space. So he still brag about he got these reel to reel playing cassette tapes, right? Them joints still work. He always brag about how he got them discounted because this spot over in Williamsburg was flooded in like 1967, and he got them joints, and they older than all of us and my brothers. And he got his art piece in there. We always had the glass coffee table and loved the couch. And one day my parents went out, and me and my cousin said, let's move to the side and let's start doing some wrestling. So we jumping off the couch, we body slamming on the couch, we doing all types of shit. We flying elbows and whatever, right? So my cousin started getting cool. He started feeling himself. So he did some shit where he did. I ran at him. He grabbed me. He did like an Irish whip to the ropes. And said, we ain't got no ropes, right? So I went flying, and I hear bang, right? And then like time slowed down. It turns like bullet time, like the Matrix. And I saw my cousin's eyes go big because my pops had this 40-gallon. He had this 40-gallon fish tank.
Oh no!
And I was like, "What?" And it felt like I said, it felt like time stopped. I just slowly turned around, and I saw that bitch wobble like this, and came back. And just when you thought it was safe, that joint fell out the bottom, bro. The bottom came out. All
Oh,
so there was 40 gallons of water, gravel, and Oscar fish everywhere, bro.
Oh my god.
Wow.
yo.
And fam, we didn't even know how to begin to clean it out because we was like 7 or 8. So that shit just sat there. Wait, yo, just waiting for them to come home, man. I was like, yo, we just looking at the dead fish, the gravel. We don't know what to do. My man went and got a dust, a pan and a broom. Like that was going on. Bro. That was like the longest 2 or 3 hours waiting for my pops to come back home, man. It's like knowing you on death row,
Yo.
and
Yeah.
they just keep delaying their sentence. Yo,
I'm sorry. I'm now remixing this clip up with Tyrone's story and
Yo.
this one. 'Cause holy shit.
Yo.
yeah, bro. We know damn well we was not supposed to be doing
That
anything
was
like that in the
funny.
living room. Yep.
That was funny.
You know what went bad when your man said, "Let's just move some shit to the side and let's rest." Yo.
I
Man.
mean, the coffee table was out of the way, but the biggest piece took the biggest casualty. And that was, to hear that, and it's crazy to say the shit wobbled, but then the bottom fell out. Like
Yeah.
even if you tried to catch it,
Right. I was about to say that.
Cause it went back into place, and like it's the stupid shit is we didn't even consider the fish take a liability. You know, that wasn't even part of the right? But like once that joint wobbled and came back, we didn't realize the damage was already done. When I hit that joint, it cracked at the base, and water just fell out the bottom, bro.
Oh man,
Wow.
that's wild.
So peace to
That is
Pop's fish tank.
wild. Ooh,
Yo, you
the
talk
ham
about
was
real to
heavy
real,
that
man.
day.
I remember running through back in park, just running through the apartment, chasing out my brother and my pops. My pops had his reel to reel, but I don't know what. I mean, I guess technology. He had his headphones. He had the big flying saucer headphones, and the wire connected to the damn reel to reel. So my
Oh
brother
man.
didn't see the cord connected to it. Ran into the cord like a finish line. Yo,
Bro.
that reel to reel came crashing down.
Them
Fam,
cords were
Yo,
strong. Them cords were strong back in the day.
that's what I'm saying, bro.
man, our life flashed in front of us, man.
Bro, add that to the stories of endless summer beatings because parents ain't nothing to do with their kids in the house during the summer. He's just wilding out.
y'all are
Man.
making me like I can't top. I'm not even gonna try to play. There's no toppers with this one, but like y'all are making me remember so much other shit now. Since we talking like in our youth, like I'm now remembering like my sister, big oh shit moment for me. My sister fucking took the James Brown Big Payback album that I
Mm.
mistakenly my father had it unopened. I should have never opened it, and then I see a big ass scratch across it. And then I'm recalling my Tyra Banks Sports Illustrated swimsuit poster. One of my prized possessions in my youth was that Tyra Banks poster. And my sister wrote on it, "To Dan, love Basil." And I was like, who the fuck is Basil? Who the fuck
Yeah,
was
that's crazy.
Basil?
Yeah.
Go ahead, TJ. Go ahead before I keep flashback.
Yo, all
We
right,
all gonna keep flashback.
you guys had me flashback some real moments. So I got two. One was with my daughter, and Lisper brought up something that happened similar with my daughter. So I used to love throwing. My daughter used to love when I run. She would run me a catcher, and I would throw her on the ball. This one time, she ran doing her bed way too hard, dog. And she usually just falls limp into the bed. But she bounced off that shit like I threw a quarter on that shit.
Yo,
She hit the back of the wall and slid down the side of the wall between the bed and the wall. And she was like, and her face was like, "Daddy, why did you do that?" Why you do that? Bro, I was shook. I was shook. I ran behind the bed and picked her up. I said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." She said, "Daddy, you play too rough. I can't play with you like this no more."
oh man,
This, yeah, she was shook after that. The other time, and like Jamal, you was wrestling, and Lisper, you talking about you wrestling with your pops. It was just me and my brother when we were younger. We always used to wrestle my pops all the time. We had no chance of beating him because we were like 12, 8 years old at the time. So he got my brother pinned down, and I'm on the couch, and I'm going to give him like a flying elbow while I'm to catch him thinking he's not looking. So my pops turns and sees while I'm in the air, bro, he ducks. He like ducks the whole thing, goes flying almost head first into the TV. This ain't no regular TV. This is a floor model TV that's like
oh
4 feet tall, like 200 pounds, bro. Yeah, bro. Almost
yo,
dislocated my shoulder hitting that shit because I was
yo,
becoming, I was jumping so high, so fast. Yo, my
yo,
pops was dying as he was ducking me. You could hear him laughing as I'm going by him at like a high rate of speed, bro. It was the most wildest shit ever. My pops was like, "Yo, you okay? You good?" I was like, "Why did you move? I didn't expect you to move."
yo.
My pops was dying, yo. Almost went headfirst into the TV. That was a crazy oh shit moment for me right there.
Yo, next week's question of the week, we'll revive it, but because we all have father stories and we're all, well, most of us are fathers, we gotta, next week's question is going to be, at what point did you learn you could finally take your father? We gonna save that because,
All
like
right.
Ooh.
I said, I learned very early. I learned very early when I could take him, and I'll save why after. I'll save why for next week, but we're definitely gonna dive into that, man. But all of our stories contain some kind of fight, and last night was the fight of the definitely the fight of the year, probably the best fight in like the last like 4 or 5 years, most anticipated. Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford. And my goodness, I watched the fight via nefarious means when I got home, and I was like, wow, like I was shocked to be first off, I was shocked that the fight went as long as it did. I went into this match with like no like who's gonna win, who I thought was gonna win, because I'm familiar with the names. I'm echoing off of somebody. It's like I'm familiar with the names, but I'm not familiar with watching them heavy. And my goodness, fucking Terrence Crawford put on a fucking master clinic on counterboxing and counterboxing with such effectiveness that it dismantled his opponent. And to be honest with you, I was shocked that it went the 8 to 9 rounds that it did, and how like vicious Jamal
Mhm.
in their counter attack was. And like to me, it was like I also was saying to myself, like, yo, this looked like one of the most perfectly boxed fights I've ever seen.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
Um,
mean, perfect.
for a fight like this, for undisputed, for first of all, I'm going to continue to shout out 147 pounds of boxing. for just giving us a classic every generation and staying consistent
Yes.
and having
Yes.
motherfuckers fighting each other, having the best of the best continually fight each other. Big shout out to King Errol. Errol he's an amazing fighter. He's a once in a generation type talent. The performance that Bud put on shows you why he's pound for pound the best fighter in boxing. He's one. The Japanese brother Inoue is 1A because he's just as nasty. But Bud has been disrespected by not being the top 1 or 2 for the last 5 or 6 years. And honestly, I did not know who was going to win this fight when they came in. But what Bud shows, and I know folks is laughing at Errol, but guess what? Errol's still the second best fighter at division, and he's a monster. It just the difference is styles make fights, and Errol has been getting away with some serious fundamental flaws and mistakes because of how good he is, and backing up with his hands down, not bringing his hands back up. It's because he's so because he's got such length pause, and he got such athleticism, and his jab is like a hammer. He sets everything up off that jab. He's been able to overcompensate for a lot of those mistakes of other fighters. But Bud is an assassin. So Bud took advantage of every fatal flaw that Errol Spence had, bro, and which made that fight look worse than it was. It's just somebody whose game plan was just perfect. They said, this is what Errol, this is what we have, the mistakes with Errol. This is how we're going to take advantage of it. And he executed that game plan flawlessly. Bud is an animal. He's an apex predator. I take nothing away from him. They're gonna run it back again in December because they got the rematch clause. But it's gonna be a 54 because there was rumors that Errol was having trouble making weight. He was complaining about his timing. He did look off. I'm not gonna front. He looked bad off, but I'm not gonna take anything away from what Bud did, man. Bud was just on point. Like Bud didn't break a sweat. He was calm in the pocket the whole night. And he was just like, okay, you gonna do that? Boop. You gonna do that? Okay, take this with you. Boop, boop.
I was gonna say that Bud made him look off though.
Yeah,
Bud made because every jab and every time he threw a punch and he left himself open, Bud was so patient that it was just the accuracy was just. And they would some of the blows was just like I'm setting you up, and then some of them just became just too vicious for him.
Jay,
and that's a shout out to Errol Spence too, because the reason that fight went that long because he ate them shots. So he made him see. He said, "You have to kill me in here, or else I have to stop it." Because those shots would have taken any other welterweight out by the 4th round. And he could tell he was still throwing back heat. Enough to make Terrence say,
to the last round, yeah.
Make Terrence say, all right, I'm still not just going to walk up on old boy. But go ahead, Joe.
But
I've
seen Bud struggle with lesser opponents than he did over Spence. I watched Bud a lot.
Style, bro.
Yeah,
Styles.
and I seen him struggle with lesser opponents. He made that shit look easy. Mm-hmm. And Spence is a really good boxer. And I was like, but Bud's game plan for every fight is he brings you out to the deep water. Because he knows he's going to try to pick you apart. And that's exactly what he did the whole night. He was just picking him apart. And I was trying to tell my boys this. I was like, yo, you don't know Crawford, man. Don't sleep on this dude. He's a problem. And they found out. They found out last night. They just found out last night that Bud is no joke.
He made it a point that he was not going to rush this fight. He was not going to rush and knock out.
Sir.
He was real patient and just picking the shots. I mean, he had Spence looking bad out there. And like you said, Spence is top 3 in his division.
He's 2. He's still a second. I mean, and you got Boots from Philly. Boots is nasty, but I don't know if I would rush him in with Bud just yet. Tyro?
I love when I get an opportunity.
But would you go ahead?
I love when I get an opportunity to correct Mr. Dan over there. Okay, this was the build-up of the year, maybe the anticipated fight of the year, but the fight of the year was Devin Haney and Lomachenko. This was just built up to be the fight of the year, but it didn't end up that way, did it? No, it didn't.
No, excellence, man.
Well, well, you take that because it looked like such a one-sided fight, so I'll give you that. But I'm still the performance that Bud put on Like I've never really
Well,
honestly seen something that masterful that in a very long time. In a very long time, where he played proper defense, but the defense was backed up by just like kill shots each and every
Hmm.
time. Like I'm truly shocked that that fight didn't get stopped in like the fourth or fifth round
well
because
here
Errol Spence was off balance almost the rest of the fight. He was trying to come back looking strong, but he didn't look like he was there.
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Jay said and what TJ said. The same thing. I'm gonna piggyback off of both of them. The difference is this: TJ was saying that he saw Bud struggle with lesser fighters, right? And it's because you struggle with lesser fighters because you know you can beat them, you beat them up, you figure them out. But here's the thing: Bud did what I think Earl didn't do. And my point is that I've watched Earl fight lesser fighters, and I've watched him fuck around, do dumb shit, not have his footwork proper, because he still wins those fights. He still decisively beats those dudes, right? But what his corner should have told him, what everybody should have told him in the background is, Bud's not them. You got to be on your 100%. You got to make sure everything's straight when you get in the ring with this dude. And I think that's what Crawford did. Crawford said, I've watched Spence. I'm going in there with my A game. I'm going in there to be on point. And I think Spence went in there doing the same shit he does with them other guys. And that's the problem. The
So
other,
Hmm.
Ty,
the other thing too, Spence
so
did not
Tyrone,
hold on. Spence didn't make no adjustments. He
yeah,
No, zero, zero.
and
Yeah,
and Bud was picking him off. He had to try something different. And he
that's
did. He just
yeah.
said, I'm gonna just keep fighting, keep fighting, keep fighting, and I'm
It-
gonna go out on
It's
my shield. I feel like he already knew he was gonna lose, and he just
Yes,
decided to go out on his fucking shield.
That's the coach's
I
yeah,
fault.
felt the
it's
same
kind
way.
it's
Yeah,
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 I was gonna
yeah,
yeah.
say
yeah.
it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to make adjustments when your brains are scrambled eggs in the fourth round.
Yes, sir.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
It was difficult.
What Mike Tyson say?
You know, everybody got a
Everybody
game
got a
plan.
Everybody
game
got to
until
play
the
until you
first of the
get
round.
hit.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
here's
man.
the thing for me is the way that Bud beat him. I don't want to even see a rematch because what are you going to come back to? But more of that, I don't want to
Yeah.
see the. I don't
No,
want to see the rematch. They should not run it
Yo,
back.
but when they
dude,
I
when
don't
they
think
was
Errol
when they
Spence is
when
going to make that
no,
much of an
no.
adjustment
That's what you gotta
to
say
beat
in the
him.
moment. When them announcers know what the fuck they doing, they come up with my man, beat the fuck up, slurring and shit, and they say, "Hey, you got a rematch clause? You want a rematch?" What he's supposed to say? No, I'm scared now. He gotta say, "Yeah, we gonna run it
Yeah.
back," but they might not do it. But he got in the moment, you got them all beat the fuck
It
up.
wouldn't
You
be
gonna say,
good.
"Oh, you want to fight him again?" What he gonna say? No, no, I'm
Well,
cool, I'm good on that, homie.
yeah,
No, he
Jim
gotta
Jim
fucking
Gray
game
Jim Gray
plan.
was asked for that one.
Jim Gray needs to go the way of Larry
Your man
Merchant and
was
just get the
looking.
fuck out of here. I'm sick of
Yeah,
Jim Gray, man.
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause yeah, yo, TJ, I said the same thing. Like
They should
you talk
not.
about
They should not.
rematch
They
clause, yo,
should not run it
it's
back.
gonna be the same thing. Yeah,
I
it's
don't know,
gonna be the
man.
same thing. It's a
Dog,
money grab.
those guys have dominated for so long. You have to give Errol the chance to run it back. They've been the two best for so long, and it may be the same result. I know Errol's trying to get it at 154, which is screaming weight problem because he's built like a middleweight. So he's anyway. So he's been struggling with weight for 2 years. But um, after Errol, really it dips, man. There's nobody else left for 447, so there's nowhere else for Bud to go. Like I said,
Mm.
Boots Ennis is nasty. He's the the king in waiting. But I just think right now, nah, not a good look for him against Bud, man. Not yet.
What about junior middleweight?
So what weight?
Uh, this
What?
was
No. What
welterweight.
weight class is Tank and Stevenson?
Oh, they're in 35. They're in 35. They're in lightweight.
Oh,
So,
they damn. They're that
yeah.
light.
So Bud
They're
could still
light. Okay.
thump at 54. Don't get me wrong. Bud could fight at junior middleweight, but he's really gonna be the small guy at 54. You know, but Errol Spence will be a big. He could be a middleweight at this point. So,
No,
but go ahead, Tyron.
oh no, go ahead.
No. So, but they have to run that back though. They've been the two best in the sport, man, for like the last 5-6 years. Got to let them run it back at least once, and see if Derek James can make some adjustments. Not Spence. If his coach, who's coach of the year, can make some adjustments because he wasn't giving them. I didn't hear nothing coming out that
Bro,
corner, and it could have been the
bro,
coverage.
it's all on
But yeah,
tape. It's all on
yeah,
tape. They can see
yeah.
it right there. It's you can see
So
it right there. Like
yeah, but I'm not
that's
against
gonna
them
be hard
running
to
it back.
do.
I'm not against them running it
The,
back,
nu-
man.
Can
the
we
number one thing I saw that took everything out of him was the fact that Bud fought him lefty.
Yeah, and
I
Errol
mean,
Spence hadn't fought a left-hander in I don't know how many fights.
give credit to Cabrera? Did y'all see the fight before the Bud fight?
I missed that fight, bro.
Well, y'all need to watch that because this dude Cabrera took, I would say, probably about 100 haymakers in that fight and never flinched at all. See the
Who
fight
he fight? Pitbull? He
he
fought
fought
Pitbull?
the Bull Cruz?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pitbull. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
And Cruz teed off on my man probably about 100 times. And he went the distance. They had to come to a decision. But I mean, I'm telling you, when I
Yeah.
say this man probably caught 100 to 150 haymakers, I mean,
Wow,
Bro,
really, bro.
bro.
I
Cruz
saw that
dropped
fight,
bombs on him all night, and my
Mm.
boy didn't even flinch. Like, I don't know, he might be on some shit. I would drug test him.
bro.
Bro, it's crazy.
Ty, Ty, Ty.
Yeah.
Cabrera fought with his hands down the whole night. Never used his jab one time to keep Cruz off of him. At no point. He should have lost that fight hands down because. And then he was pity patting when he was countering. It was sad. This dude, I was like, yo, who did he fight to get the belt? Because he didn't impress me with nothing he did in the ring that night.
Mm.
He should have been knocked out, though. He took some
He
bombs.
should have been knocked out.
Cruz can
He
fight, man.
he just didn't box. Cabrera
Cruz
didn't show
gave
me anything. Cruz definitely deserved to win that fight.
Cruz
A split
gave
decision,
Tank his
wasn't that
toughest fight.
crazy?
Yeah, man.
Them judges should be fired for that fight. That split decision on that one.
Yeah, man. Well, they don't. It doesn't seem like the industry likes Pitbull, man. He should be in more big fights. He gave Tank his toughest fight. You know what I mean? And it don't seem like either his management's bad or whatever. But they're not putting him in there with these top tier guys. He should be. You know, that'd be a good test for Shakur at 135 to see what he's up to. Although Shakur, man, that's a whole nother
Nah,
conversation.
I think Shakur would destroy that dude.
Shakur is just
Destroy that dude, bro. Because
another one like coming up like that, man.
Cruz don't have good technique though, so Shakur probably wouldn't.
no,
He don't have good technique.
no.
No, he's a straight up Mexican style brawler. Straight up. That's his
Yeah,
whole
he
game.
just comes right at you.
Yeah.
He just comes right at you, bro. And he uses his head as a weapon. That's what he does. His best defense is headbutting your shots.
Yo, he was blatantly trying to headbutt the ball too, like blatantly, like sticking it out there, like
Mm-hmm.
he ain't give a fuck about that point.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Bud
He knew
because
he was gonna win, but Cabrera fought.
yeah, you know, Bud fought a
Go
masterful
ahead,
fight,
shout out to Bud.
and it's only a masterful fight because of the level of his opponent. And it just shows you how dope Bud is, because how dope Errol Spence is. And he dominated like that. There ain't nobody else within 3 divisions that could dominate Errol Spence like that.
The,
Not even close.
the fact he made it look easy, dogs. He
Mhm.
made it look easy.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Spence because I know he's a better boxer than that.
You
Well,
know, it's crazy, man,
He
because
just
they were showing the breakdown. Like Bud was straight up listening to his coach and took everything every adjustment his corner made. He took it
I mean,
and
Spence was getting
capitalized
caught
on it.
flush.
yeah, man. That's his flaw, bro.
He's getting caught flush.
He don't protect his head. He never has his hands up, and that's and Bud, and shout out to Bud's coach Bomac. They took advantage of that, man.
Yep.
They took advantage of that. So now Derek James is gonna have to do some cold readjusting on the fight plan. And the thing is, if that rematch, if Errol goes in there fighting scared, it's gonna be a walk in the park. You know what I mean? So if he try
Everyone
and
looks scared from
avoid
the
him,
damn. He looked scared from round 1, man.
It's because he got drowned in the kiddie pool. He didn't even go to deep waters, bro.
That's why I said, like when Dan said he was surprised that that fight lasted, I was too. Because when after he got dropped that first time, Errol looked like he was out of it, man. He looked like he was done. And so I didn't think the
He got
fight
dropped
was
with
going
a
to last.
jab.
He got dropped, bro. He got dropped like somebody uncle had to discipline a nephew at the picnic who was dragging wild, bro.
It's like, sit your ass down.
Yo, Bud didn't look like he got touched the whole fight.
Nah, he looked great. He looked untouched, bro.
Yeah, he went to the club after that.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, speaking of the club, can we talk about after the fight when them folks came in the ring to celebrate with Bud?
Oh, you talking about the strippers? You talking about P Valley?
I didn't want to say nothing because I don't know if that's old boy's familiar, but yo,
Yeah.
It was my problem, bro. If that was his family, I thought that was his family, but then I was like, they don't look good enough to be his family. You know what I mean? Like,
man,
if you got all that money and your family coming in the ring and your boxing event, they're gonna look good in the motherfuckers. These girls look like side girls.
I'm like, yo,
I
bro,
don't know
man,
what
it's
you.
hard
I
to
don't know
say.
you.
It's hard to say.
I
Yo,
don't know
want
what
to thank
you was
God.
talking about.
I thank God for what's going on, and you got Pinky and Cherry in the background.
oh, that's sinful. That is sinful.
I'm gonna just say I sent y'all the picture before, but this is how Bud turned Errol Spence into mush mouth.
Man, this dude look like Martin after he fought Tommy, boy.
Yes.
Here's my thing though. As soon as Jim Gray started talking to him and he started talking like that, I would have cut that interview. I would have just like, hey man, you know what? Go ahead, go to the back, get yourself together, man. We'll talk later. You know what I mean? Like how do you force a man to talk in that condition and asking questions? That's embarrassing.
That's boxing, man.
I don't like that at all.
I had to replay this a couple times to clearly understand what he first said. Because he turned his brains into mush with them jabs last night.
The thing is though, Errol Spence's base level pattern of speech is almost there anyway. So after them, all them 2 and 3 pieces he was eating.
Your man looked like he was in a car accident for real.
Yeah. That's the other thing I was thinking. I said, I wonder if them car accidents finally caught up to old boy at the wrong moment.
Yeah.
Because dog, you can't flip over in a Lambo 15 times and get thrown from the window and still be regular for the rest of your life. It just don't work that way.
Speaking of brain dead. Speaking of brain dead, Mitch McConnell. We saw that man glitch up and freeze at a press conference. I don't even remember what the press conference was.
Neither does he.
All I saw was dead man walking. All I saw was dead man walking. And I know for a fact most of America probably was just like, come on, Grim Reaper, do your thing. Do your thing,
sir.
Grim Reaper. Because not to say something evil about a man who's been evil most of his life, but that was, and they say that he's done that several times over in press conferences.
Yeah, they don't want to lose that seat. Yeah.
That is clear sign. And we've mentioned it here before, but we're going to talk about it again. This is why there needs to be term limits and age limits.
Yep.
Because motherfuckers like this, and there's a whole Geritol section of Congress.
Oh, for Senate, real? In the Senate. Absolutely, man.
This shit 70 plus years old. Like, I've mentioned it here before. Like when you're at that age, you're out of touch with the new generation. You should not be making laws that affect the new generation. I'm
Um,
sorry.
Correct.
yeah,
I
at
I
all.
I personally think between 35 and 55 should be the barometer
that's
for
cool.
each
I'll give them
generation.
to
No,
retirement
you can
age,
go up to
whatever.
65. I
Yeah,
give you
legal
65.
retirement age is good, but like there's these people
Yeah.
are playing games and keeping these folks who are basically the Walking Dead in office so they don't lose a seat or whatever. And even
Mm-hmm.
on the other side, you got Dianne Feinstein is like 90 something. She like Norman Bates' mother right now. I don't even know if she know where she at.
Wow.
And they keep her in there, but the funny shit is they said what happened to Mitch McConnell is Mitch McConnell was in the press conference and he saw all the ancestors waiting for him when he passed to the other side.
He had that Dave Chappelle as Rick James like come or like
Nah,
Prince or
it
whatever
wasn't
it
that.
was.
You
Like
saw them
come on,
niggas.
come with us.
That's
He
it.
saw them. He
Yep.
saw them niggas. That's what he saw.
They,
Why, why
we
does the
waiting for you.
government think? Why does the government think that we as people in this country are supposed to trust these motherfuckers? It's like, why do you think we supposed to trust somebody that's that old, that's doing a job that they probably can't really do, and also the fact they probably don't want to? Who wants to be in their 70s, like dealing with the shit that they got to deal with? Like, I feel like if I was 70 years old and
Bro,
somebody
they're
made
not
that
letting
decision,
go of
I'm
that
walking off
power,
the
bro.
job.
They're not
I ain't
letting
got
go
to
of that
take this
power,
shit.
bro.
You know, you'll be at your own job and you'll be like, I ain't got to take this shit. At 70, you can walk off any time. Like, I don't understand. I don't
Hmm.
think these people even want this fucking job. You know,
No,
maybe
man.
it's
They
a job
they
that
they're
everybody
addicted to that
got.
lifestyle, man. You're not giving that up.
They don't know what else to do with themselves, and
They're
Yeah,
not
you
giving
know,
that up, man.
these
Yeah.
people. You don't. A lot of times, we don't understand is that it's not the person that's in the office; it's the power structure around them. The person is just the face of it, and a lot of these people don't want to
Yes.
lose that. They don't want to lose that power dynamic, and so they keep rolling these zombies out. And this dude has
yeah, but
been dead for 8 years, man.
okay, but we got 5 men on this show right now that ain't stupid.
Hmm.
So, you know what I mean? We live in
I
a country.
know,
We
but
know
we
that
got
shit's real.
147 million people in this country that is stupid. That's the problem.
Facts.
You know, that's the problem, man.
I dead thought my cable was glitching, man. I was about to call Verizon, man.
That's some funny shit, bro. I
Bro,
don't know. I guess they
now
gave him a sandwich and told
now
him to sit
if
down.
the Republicans would have jumped all over if it did that. You know what I'm saying? Jumped all over this shit about how this dude froze up and like why is he in office? This is what he did. Nobody's
I don't know,
thinking about it.
but they gonna chip. They gonna chill up for a moment on Biden's old jokes. Watch, them shit's gonna cease for a minute because they're gonna
Oh,
like, oh,
This
word.
yeah. Oh yeah.
this dude is 81 years old, right? And
That's
as I'm looking at it
crazy.
right now,
Yeah.
80 fucking 1 years old. This man was born in 1942.
Mm.
This was 12 years after what they said in this meeting about outside entities from this world, from our world, touching down in our world.
Yes, sir.
And as y'all know, they keep talking about how we're not talking about how the US government pretty much exposed that there is alien to us life in this world that has made contact with this world as early as 1930.
Wow.
That's wild.
Wow.
That's wild.
So
But
they had us thinking that it's all science
It,
fiction,
no, no, no,
or they
no,
had the
no.
masses thinking it was all science fiction.
Family, it's like if you look at every major ancient civilization, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, even back before that, the Mesopotamians, all the Mesoamerican things, they all got pictures and drawings and they art of shit coming from the sky. So it's been much longer than that. The thing that scares me is like, okay, why they dropping this now to get us to look over here? What else is about to drop?
Yeah.
You
Ooh.
don't just come clean about something like that unless there's a pending invasion or they're about to do some other shiesty shit to get you to look the other way.
Do we want to know though? I mean, honestly, do we want to know that? I don't give a fuck. Like, it's to me, it's like, okay, this aliens, what are they going to do? Like, you're not giving us some information. All you're saying is, okay, we found some extraterrestrial life. I want to know if they like ET or them motherfuckers like Superman. You know what I mean? I need to know what's going on. If they're not affecting my livelihood, I don't want. Okay, they out there. I don't care about them. But if they like
So
Superman,
so
we could be in some danger here, or we can have a hero.
so what? So what if they're hiding that they've had somebody in like captivity for like the last 40 years, like an alien, like they've just been held up and kept alive for like the last 40, 50 years, and they've been trying to decipher what this person's trying to say or communicate with them.
Well, that was one of the
And
stories.
maybe
Is the
other
one,
aliens are trying
yeah,
to get this person back.
that was one of the reports. Is they had one
You know,
that survived that they was actually talking to for like 5-6 years
You know
from
what
I
though?
think 1955.
Space
Yeah.
time works different than human time, right? Like in all the sci-fi movies, the space time is different. So we don't even know. ET might have already phoned home, and his boys might be on their way.
Anyway, yeah. But I think at this point, though, if they can get here, they've been already had the ability to wipe us out. So if that was gonna happen, it probably would have happened. It's just the scary thought is thinking, okay, the ones that's here, who the hell are they running from? If they gotta
No,
come here.
no. See,
If they
here's
even
how I
running
take it.
from, if they even running from
Yeah.
something.
No, here's how I take it. Right? They was watching us, right? And they was going to wipe us out. And then we probably like TV to them. They probably like, them humans are some stupid motherfuckers. Let's leave them alone.
Word.
It's
They gonna
probably
wipe themselves
Yep.
out. You know
the
what I mean?
greatest comedy show they ever seen, bro.
Yo, they
Greatest
probably
comedy
watch.
show.
They probably cracking up at us every day.
I'm thoroughly fascinated by this because I've always walked with the understanding of there's no fucking way that we are the only things in any galaxy. Maybe even
you can't
within
be
our
that
own
arrogant to
galaxy.
think not.
No,
But
no
here's the
rational
problem,
person could.
TJ. But here's the problem, TJ. When you talk to anybody who believes in them good books, to me, that's a level of arrogance that says we are the only ones, and that's it.
Oh, well,
Well,
that's a wrap. As soon as they confirm for everybody live, that's a wrap for religion. It's toast.
no,
It's
and
done.
here's the problem.
Yeah.
You want to believe
It's,
in them good books, right? But them good books says God created the heaven and the earth. So who created Pluto? Because they don't say nothing about God created
Exactly.
the heavens, earth, and Pluto. It says heavens and earth. It don't say nothing about Saturn. It don't say so all these other things we're discovering that the good books don't say God made. Where the hell they come from?
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting, man. But yeah, that's who stands the most to lose from this is religious institutions. Because I don't
Yeah.
know what you do after that.
Unless you chalk their presence up to no, a god somewhere else did this, and
Are there
no,
multiple
that's just
gods?
again
Yeah, yeah.
your easy
Right.
answer of unknown. That's the
Yep.
easy answer for unknown.
So I would like all my tithes and donations back, though.
Yep. Word.
You got the receipt? You got a receipt?
Fuck your
You got
building
a receipt,
fund.
brother?
It's called 10%. 10
Yo,
10% every Sunday.
y'all ever check out
Yo, the
that
Pope
show?
is out of a job. The Pope is out of a
Yeah.
job.
I don't even think he want that job.
He too stingy.
They want to touch
Yo,
little boys
y'all
freely.
ever check out that show Invasion?
Yeah, on Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all right. I tapped out after 3 episodes, though.
Okay. But it's
No,
funny how they're coming out with that show now when all this is going on.
Yeah, man. There's a
dude,
lot.
dude, we're old enough to remember the show V. I remember my mother used to have all
Yes.
them episodes recorded on VHS, and we couldn't touch them tapes.
V's still the most
V.
frightening alien show I ever seen, bro.
No.
That shit had me shook going to school. Thinking I'm gonna be walking to
We
school and I'm gonna look up in the sky.
Yeah.
we seen Roddy Piper in They Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember in V? Remember in V when they used to eat the mice? They used to
Yes,
hold them
sir.
down and hang them
Yes, sir.
and
Or they had
slowly
the
drop them down.
Yo,
Bro,
I will never
Yeah.
forget
the
that.
most the most scary shit ever was Invasion of the Body Snatchers, bro.
of course.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers was wild.
Yes, sir.
That is crazy. And if somebody thought of that back then, you know what was going on. That was a
Yeah.
sign. That was a sign that nobody picked up on. That's
Yeah.
some real shit.
Man, listen, more signs that we didn't pick up on. The way Sun Ra used to dress crazy. We was missing the boat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We was missing the boat. Them brothers in the 60s and the 70s was telling us something, and we ignored it for
Yeah. We wasn't listening. Yeah.
hallelujah, hollering and looyah and cake walking in the first on Sundays.
Man, I tell you, bro. But yeah, V still, man. To this day, V still have me shook. Like
He
man,
came
oh
with
man,
Freddy
bro.
Krueger too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Eddie
Man,
Kane
listen,
Jr. was in V, wasn't he? Young Eddie Kane Jr.
Was he?
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
man. Hold on.
Damn. Now I gotta look that up, man.
But yeah, they've been telling us stuff for years, but it goes back to that old word of believe. Believe. Some people don't believe. Like I said, I'm not the naive one to think that we're the only ones out there.
Yes, sir.
There's no way.
Listen, Twilight Zone, the X-Files, shit, bro. There've
Hmm.
been signs for years that we just missed. We
Yes,
missed.
sir.
Twilight Zone was ahead of its time with shit like that.
Yeah, man.
Or late, because
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
or late because even like Jamal mentioned, a lot of early civilizations, even the earliest one that they say was on this planet, but they don't give credit to, the Sumerians. Go learn about the Sumerians, and they've been talking about stuff like this. I like Jamal said, a lot of ancient artifacts point to big discs and stuff like that in the sky. Like this shit's been here. They've been around.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I just
come take
Bro,
me
we
for a
haven't
trip.
even
I'm
saw
willing to
what's
see.
at the
I'm
bottom of
willing
the
to.
ocean.
I just don't want them to be like the girl from Species. Be a sexy woman and then mate with you and then kill your
Oh man.
ass.
Oh yeah. No, that's. You don't want to be a host for nothing, man. You don't want nothing thrown inside you, bro. Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, that's different.
Yes.
Maybe we the
That's different.
experiment.
That's different.
Maybe we humans are the experiment, and the aliens are coming back to see how the experiment is going.
That's
You know
one
what
of
You
the
I'm
never
theories
know.
saying?
too.
Like,
That's
You
one of the
never
theories
know.
too, fam. One of the theories too.
that's
I like mine. I think
Like,
they
oh,
crazy.
alien
they're
TV.
not as durable.
We on BET.
Tubi.
To
Yes,
me,
sir.
Speaking of, I'm glad you said Tubi, yo, because I'm gonna throw an idea out there to y'all that it's gonna have to force me to sit down and watch shit. But yo, we might have to do like some like, I mean, if we could finally build a stronger fan base, do either like a Patreon or a sideshow of Tubi watch alongs.
Oh
Like
man.
we'll do it exclusively on the Twitch. Like we'll do it just on the Twitch or whatever. We might have to do some Tubi watch alongs because I seen this clip of some shit the other day. I'm sure y'all seen it. It was this old light skinned dude in the bed playing like he was one of he was alive, but but um but he lost all his faculties and everything, and he was just like almost like a vegetable in bed. And his caretaker was there, taking care of him and all of that, and was looking ahead of his joint and decided to give that man a BJ. And then when he finished, he woke up like, woo, yeah, that was one of the best. And it was just watching that shit was like, yo, what the fuck? And then I seen another clip. He was like, yeah, bitch. He's like, you didn't know I'm a pimp. And then used the good old pimp lingo, pimp slang to gas her up into giving him another one. Like, yeah, I was alive the whole time, and don't act all guilty because you was giving this man an old blowjob and all this and that, and act like you don't do it now. Like, bitch, don't act like you don't do it now. And he was like, now get back over here and suck this. It was one of the craziest things. And I'm sure we seen all the crazy shit with Tubi, where like I'm sure y'all seen the clip of the woman that was just in her bra and her pants, and she was about to go at her son's girlfriend or whatever, and ends up smacking the son with a frying pan, and he does this like ballet pirouette into getting knocked out. Like, yo, I mean, have y'all seen any Tubi joints at all? Like, have y'all ever sat there watching Tubi?
I refuse to watch it.
I have not.
If it's on the gram, I'll check it out. But that's it.
Yeah, because I'm looking for the one I'm looking for the one that I'm talking about right now. But yo, I think we deserve this level of comedy, y'all. I mean, especially from Jamal, the film writer, the film man.
Man, oh man. Yeah, I haven't watched much Tubi at all.
I don't know. Does it sound like a good idea though? Because I think we should do it. I think
let's chop it up offline. Let's see what's up.
Yo, Jamal. Speaking of which, so what's going on with the whole strike? Are you still working? Are you?
That's why my ass is home, and I'm on the show this week.
Damn.
Yeah, man. No, it is what it is. I'm glad that we got to have this fight. We got to have this fight now, because if they don't fight the AI battle right now, that's it, man. We told so. Damn. It's gonna be a minute, because these billionaires have dug their heels in. They're not trying to. They're trying to get free labor, and the country was formed on free labor. So that culture, of wealthy folks still feels entitled that they should have free labor.
Right. I heard this dude speak the other day, man. Disney CEO, and that was pretty much what he was saying. And it's just like, damn, this is crazy. Like y'all should. He basically was like, you guys should really be, accept these peanuts that we giving you.
Yep.
It's nuts, man.
It's fucking me up because I am an absorber of all the shit. Like, I try to watch everything, and then I do like reviews and stuff on my TikToks and my podcasts and stuff. And now I'm watching some awesome shows and some awesome television, and I can't talk about it because I don't want to seem like I'm promoting these. You know what I mean? I don't want to promote the struck companies, but at the same time, man, it's a lot of stuff that I'm watching and absorb that I want to talk about, and it's like, it's just killing me, man. It's killing my whole body.
Man. It's tough, man. Just sit back and wait and see.
I found the clip I was telling you about. This is the shorter version of it. I'm gonna show y'all now. Hopefully TJ could come back. Just play it back and catch this shit. The bell shot.
Oh,
now there's a clear reason. There's a clear reason why we was watching this.
Not the fish fry pot, bro. Oh.
But
Yo,
the whole joint leading into that was just absolutely hilarious, man. But there's just so many bad joints. There's so many bad joints like this one. I don't know if this is Tubi or if this is I don't know if this is Tubi or not Tubi.
To be or not.
Oh no, this is a Nigerian film.
I was about to say this has half the movie written all over it. Yep.
oh no,
Oh.
yo,
Yeah, we're
What?
gonna have to do. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do Tubi and Nollywood movies.
Oh, I can't with that.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm sorry, cause especially because I want to dive into their bootleg superhero movies where they be having like the DC and Marvel characters mixed up in the
yeah.
same joint.
I saw. I think it was a Nollywood movie. They were doing Spider Woman. That shit was crazy, and she had lightning coming from instead of webs.
Man, listen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do they
Oh,
update
T just
the
said he's back in.
do they update all the people on like what like conversations or talk like with the strike? Do they send out updates on like if any conversations being had or any information is being given out on what each side is doing or whatever?
I'm sure at some point, but there hasn't been any movement on the negotiation, and I'm not officially in the union, but like, I stand with the union because eventually I need to be in the union. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, it's just immoral what they're trying to do. To these working people. So, um, but the last thing I saw was they're trying to get people to break the line by offering them ridiculous amounts of money for their likeness so they can go off and do AI shit. Netflix was doing it and a bunch of other people. So, but as far as I know, there's been no significant movement. It's going to be a stalemate. It's going to be a minute. Shows that was to come back in 2024 is getting pushed back in 2026 and all other shit. So, um,
Wow.
this dog, it's like it's billionaire greed is the best shit. It's like yeah,
Yep.
billionaire
Man,
greed, plantation owner mentality, man. I
I hope we
deserve
don't go back
this.
to that reality show era, man. I really hope we don't do that.
Eventually, but you know what has to happen? An alternative industry has to arise. There's multiple ways now that you can distribute on these platforms and just you got to break the industry because these guys got a stranglehold on it and it's getting worse. Like the record industry's been taking a shit for 30 straight years and getting worse every year and robbing artists so they pay. And the film industry tries to do the same thing. These non-talent hacks, they got a lot of money, but no morality. More dollars than cents, bro. And you got to pay people for what they for what they give you.
Their services, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. You know, and so they would rather let humans starve and pay robots to do stuff, and they're just flat immoral. You don't need to be on this earth if you like that.
Yeah, I think TJ trying to get back in.
Yeah, but he's still saying device not connected.
Oh.
It's still saying device not connected. That's why he's not in there yet. But
Yo,
yeah,
and
man.
it's
I mean, talking.
Dan. What you saying, Dan?
No, I was saying, go ahead, go ahead.
Mm, nothing. I was gonna pivot because I was trying to figure out why Caleb Plant slapped Jamal Charlo. He was figure that out.
Yeah.
At the weigh-in, he slapped him. He pimp slapped him too. And Charlo just looked at him. He just had to with his head tilted to the side.
Oh shit.
Hold on, let me see if I can share this to the group. And we never got no no behind the scenes why. He said something to him.
I mean,
But the Charlos, every time that they always wild out though, man. I gotta admit, man, they always beef with somebody or amped up for no reason. So
But what I
yeah,
was trying to get to, what I was trying to get to was when we're talking about greed and corporate greed, the Boston Celtics kind of showed to not be greedy, but they might have put themselves in a bit of a pickle in the near future. Jalen Brown,
mhm,
5 year supermax, I think was it 303 million he's getting paid or 305 million.
mhm.
Incredible bag that this man just secured. And let's remember, NBA money all guaranteed. But what I appreciate out of this Jalen Brown deal, and Jamal, I got to mute you again because I'm echoing off of you. But what I appreciate about this deal is his want to do with that kind of money. And the first thing he mentioned was he wants to rehabilitate the black kind of make Boston a new, or at least sections of Boston, a new Black Wall Street with his large income that he just gained. But as I mentioned, it puts the Boston Celtics in a bit of a pickle because they're gonna have to pay what's the name soon too. They're gonna have to pay his tag team partner pretty soon too. Again,
And
who's
you
gonna
and you
be
got and
eligible?
it has to be higher than Jalen Brown's.
Right. And the
why you-
market's reset for everybody. The market has been reset.
who gives Robin that much money? That money go to Batman.
Yeah.
He's not
Yeah,
even the
bro.
best player on the team getting that.
Mm. Like I said, that deal is going to reset the entire NBA market because
Dude, I was
if
in the
you
mindset of that they may have to split them dudes up because Boston wasn't winning with both of them together. And my head was going, hey, Boston might have to break them up. And now it's impossible.
it's impossible.
Yeah.
They done blown the budget. Everybody who done won an MVP trophy in the last 4 years or is the best player on their team is going to be looking for a better bag now. The market has been officially reset.
Uh,
So,
I
and
don't,
Jalen Brown is good, but what do y'all rank Jalen Brown in terms of top 15 players in the league?
I don't rate him in top 15.
you're not
See,
even the best player on your own team.
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if he's
So
not even the top 15 in the league, what do you think them bottom 15 players is feeling like right now?
I'm just saying, why can't they sit him down and say, hey man, you Robin, you're not Batman. You got to get
Oh,
Robin money. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
know, I'm glad he got his
they
money.
were
Good
they
for,
were
good for
afraid they
him.
were afraid of losing him. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
but
But, well, I know a team that would have given him about 5 draft picks for
you know that make me feel like
Me too.
I can get a veteran exception right now if I go to the Celtics and try to get on the
him.
team.
Yeah.
I can get $1 million real quick to sit on that 12 feet and just sit there.
So, man. So yeah, I don't even know what that bench is like, but like, a lot of these teams now are being front loaded with all these stars, and they got no reserves. So we're gonna see what's up. But yeah, that's gonna reset the market, and the NBA gonna have to start paying these dudes. You know, but good for him and getting the money. Good for him and getting the money. I like what he said he's gonna do with this Black Wall Street. I wish him well. I hope other folks in our community who have money join in with him and support him and help him do it. And I can't think of a better city for him to make a new Black Wall Street in. So,
Uh,
Fact.
you
okay.
know,
You know what? I believe it when I see it because I have
but
absolutely no faith in Boston.
yeah, but I don't know. So we'll see. I'm gonna give him his chance to prove it. I mean, he got a payday like that. He ain't even the best player on his team, and he managed to get that. So
Yeah.
he got some wits about him. You know what I mean? All power to the brother.
Right. I'm not mad at him for getting his bag, but
Now what?
you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to either pay Tatum or ship him.
Yeah,
And now it's looking more like you have to ship him because
I mean,
what you gonna? I mean, how are you gonna pay this man?
We
You know
talking
what I'm
from
saying?
our perspective, but do y'all think maybe the Celtics might think that Jalen Brown's better than Tatum?
It's a very, very real
Do you
possibility.
believe that?
Or he's less of a headache or something. Yes, very real possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't say, I
But
don't fully view it as a I don't fully view the payment as he's better than. Like they must fully believe in this dude. And if that's what he's owed, I mean, as far as the whole Supermax situation is concerned, whatever. But Tatum, they're going to end up freeing up money to keep Tatum. Like I believe that they're going to keep both of them. But the
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
issue is how do you fill in the rest of your roster?
That's what I'm
Like,
saying, man.
That's what we're
We
saying.
could
Yeah, that's
go,
exactly
we
what we're
could
saying.
go to
yeah, yeah.
Boston right now, see if we can get like the mid-level veteran exception to get on that team.
I
They're
feel
gonna be
you.
getting people off
Bro,
the street.
you're gonna have over $500 million in two players on your team. Over $500 million for two. It's insane. That is insane.
It is insane. And with the legacy type franchise that they are, like they're going to be able to earn that money and still get their profit. It's just
Yeah.
we don't know the structure and how this deal is going to get paid out. Now again, it's fully guaranteed. NBA contracts are fully guaranteed. They're always fully
But with the new
guaranteed.
CBA, then with the new CBA, it's gonna be hard for them to make moves for even these lower tier players to get money on that team. It'll be impossible to even trade these guys when the new CBA kicks in because you have to match the contract down to the penny in
Hmm.
terms of money if you want to trade them. Nobody's going to have that type of money to do it to trade these guys.
Mm.
I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, it's like Phoenix, man. You're gonna have a lot of teams now with these ridiculously talented starting lineups and nobody to give those dudes a breather. Nobody coming off the
Barbers,
bench, nothing like that.
barbers, and barbers
Yeah.
and plumbers on your bench.
Hey, but
Yeah,
these
man.
these are
Load
these are the
management is going
coaches
to
you
take a
get.
whole new meaning now.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing too. Again, we don't know how his deal was worked because 300 something million, right? But like, how many breaks did they put into that? Like, how much of that money are they going to separate into Jalen Brown's initiatives and how much and what he wants to do to try to help rehabilitate the city for people of color? Like how much of that can be like deducted tax wise? How much of that is going to play negatively against their cap space and things like that? We don't know the contract inner workings. We see the bigger number and just say, damn, this number's
Hmm.
huge.
Okay.
What could they do with
Where you
it?
going?
You know what I'm saying? What could they do with it?
You and mom? All right.
Word.
I, I don't know what the concept of what you were saying too, but here's the other thing too. When guys
Hmm?
like when guys that have those that kind of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars, right? it, it's easy for them to say anything they're going to do, and it's easy for them to pump fake that shit too. Jalen Brown right now can give Boston $10 million to a company to some people who say they're going to make this shit work and they're going to do all this Black Wall Street shit, and then if it don't happen, and you go back to Jalen, he's going to say, "Well, I gave them $10 million." Which looks like a lot, sounds like a lot to us. Oh, Jalen did his part, but if you don't follow up and really be a part of it, you the shit might not even happen. And Jalen Brown, all he got to do is just dump some money out there, and he got enough to do that. Dump some money out there and play that bullshit game.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah, but the difference though, and Jamal, I know you know, with Jalen Brown, he's been about that action.
Yeah.
He's been about that action ever since the whole Black Lives Matter rallies and things like that started.
Yeah.
That man has been boots to the ground in a lot of these protests and in a lot of these marches and walks and
That's a fact.
in a lot of the action causes and stuff. We've seen the
I,
videos of him back home in Georgia, like being amongst the people doing this stuff. So I don't doubt that he's going to actually do the work, and I think that he's going to like properly curate who's working alongside him.
Yeah, there's that, and he was there was rumors that he wasn't happy in Boston. He was going to dip anyway, so they probably paid him. They had to pay him to stay, make him want to stay,
Yeah.
because he was looking to get out of Boston for allegedly, So they had to give him a bag like that to make him stay. So, but yeah, he's for the culture for sure. For for through his actions. So.
But I feel what you're saying, Tyrone. Though, like, because some people talk that shit and then all they do is throw money at a problem.
Well, I remember
and walk away from it.
I remember Lamar Odom had his supposed to had a college fund set up for his kids, and he was supposed to have had this big ass charity, and he said he was spending $200,000 a year on this charity on his kids' college fund, and he hadn't even one of them Jones. And he just basically was like, "Oh, I gave this guy my money for the charity, and I gave this guy my money for the college fund." And it's like, so you didn't give a fuck about the charity for real. If you wasn't following up, if you wasn't making sure shit was being done, then you just was throwing money at shit and saying, "Oh, I'm charitable because I gave $200,000. Here it is. This money's going in this man's pocket. This man feeding his family." You know what I mean? So,
plus you picked the name. You picked the name that smoked most of his shit away too. But
nah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
But last topic, because we got to follow up from last week. Y'all boy Saquon Barkley, literally, it was almost like, all right, let me show these niggas up. They was talking shit about me last week. Let me show them up. And he signed a 1-year deal for $10 million with the Giants. I think he's gone after this one. Or if they can't work something, I don't even know if his team will accept it. Because I personally, I would look at it like, if you can't give me a long-term deal for what I want now, this $10 million ain't gonna be this. It's a pacifier, but eventually all babies get rid of the pacifier.
Saquon did and said the right thing.
I think he signed with the intent. I think he signed with. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Well, but that was my point. Was he said and did the right thing because he signed that contract, because he said on the podium, if I don't sign that contract, if I don't play this year, how do I market myself to other teams that ain't going to say, I need to be on paper, I need to be on tape, I need to market myself to these other teams. So even if I'm not going to play for the Giants, if I want to play in the NFL, I got to play somewhere this year to market myself. So sitting out wasn't going to help him. So I think he signed that contract and say, okay, I'm going to sign that contract, take the $10 million, and if the Giants don't want me, I'm going to show up, show out, and somebody going to get your boy, going to pick me up.
Easy.
Yeah, he was definitely.
I think he signed.
Yeah.
No, I was saying.
I think he signed with the intent that.
Go ahead, keep going.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I think he signed with the intent of knowing he was going to get a better deal next year. I can't see the Giants tagging him again after this, because they can put him on another tag after this. So I think that was he said, listen, don't tag me after this. If I prove to y'all again that I can put up the same numbers, if not better numbers this year, that I can get a long-term deal from you guys. If not, I'm out. That's what I think he signed with that intent.
Here's my problem. Didn't Kirk Cousins actually fucked over my team and showed us that signing the franchise tag is not a bad thing? He signed the franchise tag for almost $25 million. And the only reason why he got out of Washington, because his next franchise tag, that if Washington would have franchised him again that next year, he would have made $31 million. And the Redskins said, we ain't gonna franchise you and pay you $31 million a season. And that's how he got that.
To sit on the bench.
You see what I'm saying? So playing on the franchise tag ain't always a bad thing.
It's because of what position your pay scale is at. I showed y'all last week what the franchise tag pay rates are. The quarterback one is the highest one because they have the highest payout average. So of course, Kirk Cousins is not stupid. Yes, he keeps signing 1-year deals for $30+ million because that's what he can do.
I don't care. I
Because
don't care
the
what position I'm
quarterback,
at. I don't care what the money is. Like Saquon said, if I say fuck it, I'm not signing at all. I'm gonna sit out this year, and no team gonna pick me up. Now he got a whole year. He said I didn't get nothing, and he's not on tape.
no,
Now
that's
he
I
yeah,
don't
ain't
think a
that's.
nothing.
team would
I,
not pick. I don't. Go ahead, Dan.
I was just gonna say, yes, you're right about Saquon, but you mentioned Kirk Cousins, and I was sticking on that point. Saquon kind of had to sign that because of exactly what you're saying and exactly what y'all are all saying. But the quarterback position pays the most when it comes to franchise tags. So if you're a quarterback that gets franchise tag, you're stupid to not sign it because that's automatic, almost $30+ million. Kirk Cousins has been playing this 1-year contract game for a few years now
Yeah.
because he knows this is how you're going to get the bag. So be it. That
And
pay
yo,
scale
and
is crazy.
Also,
The thing that the running back position needs right now, Big O, hold, and you could go, oh, the running back position needs that boost up. They need more than 5 players to start getting heavy bags. Then
yeah,
their fucking tags can go up.
then that whole shit have reset. Yeah. But
Yep.
I was
Yep.
about to
Yep.
say, didn't Le'Veon Bell do the same thing a couple of years ago with him sitting out with the Steelers?
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
other day he was like, yo, I regret sitting out that year. You know what I'm saying? Like it's yeah.
He can regret it, but
Saquon,
it's not like nobody's gonna. Oh, it's not like nobody's gonna pick up Saquon. Let's be saying like he never will play again. In the NFL, they always give you a chance. They're
yeah,
always gonna. Nobody's gonna let Saquon just sit on the sidelines and never play again. He's always gonna get a shot at playing, even if he just sat out this year and said, "Fuck it, I'm done with the Giants." There's gonna be a team that's gonna come in and scoop him up.
Who?
It might,
Ezekiel,
and he
it's
might get a
easy to
little bit
say
more
that.
than what he made.
No.
It's easy to say that, but Ezekiel Elliott is still
Go
sitting on the
ahead.
sideline.
My thing is
Ezekiel Elliott,
the whole point is to continue playing and continue your career, but you holding out and fighting out because you're trying to get the bag too. Now I ain't saying another team might not pick him up, but when you're trying to negotiate that money, them motherfuckers gonna be like, oh, well, the Giants didn't want you, and you hadn't played in a whole year, so we don't even know if you're still good. So you're not. How you gonna tell us you're worth this amount? And we
Yeah.
give you this amount. You know what I mean? They can play that game with you when you ain't got no tape. Now Saquon coming to another team. If New Orleans bring him in and he goes, hey, listen, man, I got 1,200 yards with the Giants. I got 8 touchdowns with the Giants. I did this. I did that. I did this. I'm worth this. New Orleans, you know what I mean? That's how you get that bag.
you're totally right. But when you mention in New Orleans though, but you're not worth to us what Alvin Kamara has been worth to us. Just because of the team you mentioned, it's a little bit different there. You're not doing the same things that Alvin Kamara has done over the years. Plus, you've been hurt more. You know what I'm saying? Plus,
I'm
you've
gonna
been
tell
hurt
you
more.
this.
But again, to TJ's
Yeah.
point, Jamal, was
hmm
we can assume because of fandom, Saquon he's not gonna just sit there. He would have to bite the bullet and take the bag or whatever somebody was gonna give if he did sit this year out. That's why he did. He's like what Tyrone said was smart. But again, Ezekiel Elliott is still not signed. So that a talented back doesn't guarantee you a spot.
It
Dalvin
doesn't.
Cook looks like he's down to his last. He might become a Jet, and it looked like nobody
which is
was trying to
crazy.
reach out for him, which is fucking insane.
Mhm.
But this is
Well,
how the running back position is now. But go ahead, Jamal. My
and
bad.
we got to remember that these owners are fixing the markets. Don't sign this. Don't do this. Don't whatever. The reason Zeke and the dudes ain't signed, those guys will probably get signed as we get closer and closer and closer to the season, and they're more desperate and they can get it for cheaper. Right? They'll find a team. Quan had to come back. just for what Tyrone said. But if he balls out this year, like he did last year, and that's 2 years in a row injury free with high numbers, then he'll be in the driver's seat a little bit more. Maybe he may get that Giants contract that he's looking for, but or he may end up on a powerhouse team like Kansas City or something like that. So, but he had no choice but to sitting out this year did him no service. You know what I mean? He had to come back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
You're right.
also, we don't know what people are saying or doing to not get signed. Like, for instance, I'm gonna take Colin Kaepernick for instance, right? Or Cam Newton too. For two quarterbacks that we think should be playing, that we think are good enough to be in the NFL, and we think that Colin Kaepernick wasn't signed because of collusion and all that shit y'all want to talk about. But also, Colin Kaepernick was on record saying that he wanted $20 million a season. Now, for you to have been in his position, hadn't really played, with the backup on your own team, how can you go to these teams and go, I want $20 million a season? They go, oh well, get the fuck going. You know what I mean?
Because he took his team to the Super Bowl,
he took
Tyrone.
the team to the
What?
Super
He
Bowl.
can't go in there
Team to the
demanding
Super Bowl.
you can't go in there demanding $20 million a season when you just now got demoted on the team you came from. Remember, they benched his ass. So you go
And he was
from a
blackballed.
benching, you go from
That's
a
the more
benching to
important
walking around talking about you want $20 million per season. No, he fucked himself.
Yeah.
He could have took that money down. He would have been signed.
Well, yeah, Colin Kaepernick is like
They would have signed
Jamal
him.
said it. Jamal said though, he got blackballed, but it was part, if you look at it again, because we broke this down over the years, and when you really look at it, Colin Kaepernick unfortunately was his own worst enemy in this situation. Because he took his stance, and rightfully so. Like he voiced his opinions out there on the field. He did it in the proper, respectful manner that he was taught by a military veteran. That's not the story no more. The story has been, he's trying to get back in the league and trying to get back in the league at a certain level of money that, to be honest with you, he did not play up to what he was asking for. Just like you said, he got benched on his own team. That team did go to the Super Bowl, but that team's defense was beyond phenomenal in that Super Bowl. And they were a blackout away from winning it all. But that team's defense was beyond phenomenal and kept them in every game, was winning them games. And Cap played with just enough. Cap gave him just enough. He wasn't like this spectacular, he wasn't even like a Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking in the aspect of guy who can run with a decent arm, things like that. Like Cap eventually became his own worst enemy and showed the whole fight was more about him not getting that bag over him voicing his opinion. That was my perspective on it. But he's different story. Cam Newton, whenever Cam Newton got his opportunities, he played less than his potential.
But
all you have to do is go look at the tape. All you have to do is go look at the tapes on that one.
Right. So you see the tape, you see how bad Cam is playing, and Cam, you hear how Cam's talking? Cam's talking like he's still that dude. And that's why that's why he's out the NFL. He's not out the NFL because he's not good enough. Nobody don't want him. He's out the NFL because he's walking around talking about ain't no way 32 players and the quarterbacks is better than me. And if I'm going, I'm starting, I'm gonna get paid all this shit. And that's why he's not playing. So what I'm saying to you is that there are other issues that might keep Ezekiel Elliott from getting signed that we don't know about. You know what I mean? He could be going in the meetings with the team talking some dumb shit.
Well,
possibly.
Zeke's numbers have been great. Either you can tell he lost quite a few steps, and he comes at a high price tag. So,
And with
so
Cam,
basically, I'm sorry. So basically, what I'm getting from you guys, right, is a lot of these players need to be a little bit more humble. You know what I'm saying? They need to go ahead and watch their tapes.
That's a lot of what Tyrone's saying.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of what Tyrone's saying. But with Cam, I keep going back to Cam because also too, the man was beyond talented, but he's never been in that ideal situation that can really display his talents. Like if Cam went to, if Cam went to my Eagles that man could have flown really high because everything around him was solid enough that he could display his talents properly. You know what I'm saying? When he went to New England, we all know New England is a system-based thing. They usually, with the right person at the helm of quarterback, it can be plug and play at other positions. If you have somebody that can captain the ship and effectively work that offense properly. He didn't. Plus, that offensive line also wasn't nearly as good for a player like him. And he was getting assaulted back there
He's
in
getting
New
mauled,
England.
man. It took years off him. He was getting mauled for years, even before that. Cam needed Andy Reid. That's the bottom line. That's what Cam needed.
Why do
Right.
you go?
Yeah,
Know
yeah.
yourself though. Why would you go to a system when your problem is inaccuracy and your problem is an inability to read the defense, and you go to a team that the system is based on accuracy and properly reading the defense? So I knew
Which
when Cam
system is
went to
this?
New England, that shit was going to be a shit show over there. I knew it because
He
Cam
Oh, New
definitely
England? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but it's easy to say go to a system. The systems need to want you.
Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
available? If
And
it's available.
and Bill
Yeah.
Belichick took the chance on him. You got to be wanted. You got to be wanted first to get a date, right?
Yeah.
they
True.
gotta want you back. They gotta want you back to get a date.
No, man, you gotta go back to the
That's how it
caveman
works.
times, man. Just clubber in the back of the head and drag it back to your
Oh
cave.
man.
Don't
Yes,
say
sir.
that. Don't say
Yes,
that
sir.
because if my daughter just went on her first date yesterday, if I'm embarrassing her now, I don't care. But I asked her the questions. Did he treat you respectfully? Did he try to play grab ass with you? Did all that? No. Okay. Cool. It sounds good. You gotta be wanted to go on that date. You gotta be wanted to go on that date. I'm sorry. And
Facts.
not everybody's worthy enough to be dated. That's why
So,
Zeke is still on the bench. That's why
so that's
Saquon
right.
had to sign that deal. Because it was like, yo, we might not get somebody with some thick ass legs like that again.
So it's right back. So it's right back to the humbling point though. So Cam, nobody wanted him. No system that fits what he does wanted him. And he had to go to a system that didn't want him, and he had to look bad in New England. And this man is still walking around to this day doing that shit. Like, so something's wrong with him.
No, the man is a former MVP. He has the
Yeah.
right to talk that shit.
He's not gonna go around
He's
saying I'm
at
trash
least
now. You know what I mean?
exactly.
That
He's like
legacy.
Cam is like these battle rappers out here. These niggas be getting 30 piece and still talking away like, nah, I won.
Cam Legacy got some military boot tarnish on it right now, okay? Military grade tarnish. Go ahead, Legacy.
Oh man.
But yo, brother.
Real quick,
Nonetheless,
real quick. I just had an oh shit moment. I ordered food from Grubhub and I didn't check to see where it was getting delivered to because I thought it would automatically default back to my house. The food got delivered to my best friend's house, who
Oh.
thank God he lives less than 10 minutes away from me. My man came back and dropped the food off for me. That's a real friend right there.
That's
But
it.
did you pay him the tip?
Dude,
yo, when they
I'm a
said the
piece of
food was
shit
delivered,
nowadays,
I
man.
went outside and there was no food here. I was like, where the fuck is my food at? And I looked at the address. I was like, oh shit. I just gave my man a free burger and fries right now.
dude. And you know what? He's a good friend because you would have called me like, yo, did my food come in? And I would have been like, yeah, I'm fucking it up right now. Well,
Word. Oh, that was you?
That's hilarious.
Now I know when we hang out, we need separate bills because of y'all two niggas over there. You gonna
I'm
pay what you
sorry.
owe.
I ain't order no steak.
But man, but Paul, now I got a taste for this T-bone shit. Thank you, TJ.
No, just to piggyback
Now
off
I
of
don't
that.
know. Is that an old shit moment or is that a senior moment?
You
Could be
know,
both.
it could be both.
Yeah, a little combination of both.
Go ahead, Tyrone.
It's
You said
both.
the piggyback.
No, I was just saying to piggyback off what you said about when you go out to dinner. I tell my kids, I tell my old lady, I tell anybody, if you're going out to dinner in the group, put $200 in your pocket. $100 covers your meal, and if somebody
Yep.
else is a little fucked up, you can cover that one person too. And you know what I mean? And y'all work that out
Facts.
beforehand. It's nothing wrong with calling one of your homies and going, hey, look, I know we're supposed to go to this group dinner. My pocket is a little light. And then all that shit could be negotiated before you get to the table and embarrass people.
Facts.
You
Yes.
know what I
Because
mean?
you know what? You know what?
I tell my wife all the time, take money for you and take money for one of your broke bitch girlfriends that's gonna need it when y'all get to the table.
And I'm glad you used that tagline right there because we don't normally go down this route of these types of talks that everybody else be covering. But what was y'all thoughts about that video that came out about homeboy who was taking his girl out for her birthday dinner? She invited like 10 to 15 other girls. The bill was $5,000, and he looked to them like, well, are you going to pay your share? And then they was looking at him like, how are you not paying for this whole thing? It's my birthday. Or who wants a broke nigga anyway? And it was like, hold the fuck up. This was my birthday present to you, not to all of them.
No,
That was
Yeah.
very,
Yeah,
very,
nah.
very,
Yep.
very,
no, I
very, very
disagree.
simple situation.
That was
Very
disrespectful.
No,
That
Very
was
simple.
disrespectful.
And ghetto.
time out. Time
Yeah,
out. Y'all
yeah,
gotta
very simple.
understand that there's gotta be communication on how it was worded. Because if your wife, your old lady, your girlfriend comes to you and says, hey, I want to have a birthday dinner and I want all my girlfriends to come, and you just go, okay, cool, and y'all don't talk them details out.
They use a fool.
She's expecting that you taking
agree.
care of that.
Yep.
She's setting that up like it's a birthday party, and you throwing her a party. And if you throwing your girl a birthday party, that's on you. You got to pay that bill. So it should have been
That's-
a say, hey, hon, yeah,
That's
you can invite
definitely a conversation.
4 of your best girlfriends. But if any business come after 4, they got to pay their own shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's just lack of communication right there. That's why I said talk this shit out before y'all get to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And don't put people in embarrassing situations.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. It was clear as hell that they didn't talk about that shit prior to.
Right.
But also too, they might have talked about it, and it'd be like, all right, there's gonna be like 5 or 6 of y'all. All right, cool. I could get that. Not a whole fucking section of the damn restaurant though.
Nah, man.
Like
they don't work.
but
that
it
way.
showed right, but it shows conversation wasn't had prior to.
And it shows lack
I'm
of dad.
raising my eyebrow.
You can't
at the fact
assume
that you
shit
have that
like
many
that. Like
friends.
you can't assume that that other people are going to pick up your tab for that type of function. And that's what they all went in assuming the next person was going to do it,
It's
not
not
them.
even,
And
it's not even about
you know-
assuming though.
that's bad.
It's not even about assuming though. It's about taking pride in yourself. Like if I don't have no money, I'm not taking anybody's invite. Even if they say, hey, I got you, I'm still not taking the invite because I don't want to go nowhere with no money and be stuck and be looking stupid. So if you ain't got money to go
Right.
on your own, don't go. Just say, hey, I can't make
Don't
it.
go.
I know,
Don't
but
go.
you thinking like
Don't
a
go.
dude. You thinking like
Right.
a dude.
Yo, Dan. I have a question, Dan. How long was they dealing with each other?
Who?
The couple.
Oh, that
Did you
I
say?
don't know. I didn't get
Okay.
all the details.
All right, so what the point I'm trying to make is Shorty knew her man's pockets. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue. She knew that he cannot cover no $5,000. No, not for no dinner. So she was playing herself to begin with from the gate. You know what I'm saying? Again,
But why
this is
you going
happen.
to somebody's birthday dinner Why are you going to somebody else's birthday dinner ordering extravagant shit that you wouldn't order on your own birthday dinner? Why are you doing that?
Yes.
That,
There's two different. There's
but
dinner and then there's
also too,
party.
it goes back. My bad. Go ahead, Jamal.
No, no. I said there's dinner and then there's party. If it wasn't explicitly suggested that they having this party, if she just said she's bringing all these her friends or whatever, um, he needs to just the problem. Actually, it's his fault. You know why? Because there was key questions he should have asked in the very beginning that
Yes.
would never ask.
Who all gonna be there?
We're all gonna be there. You know where we going? This place is expensive as hell. They pay their own way, right?
Yeah.
It goes. That's what I was gonna say. It goes right back to what Tyrone mentioned. Like, first, don't do it if you can't. If you can't handle it, number one. But even to those women who went out there, like, you should have been out there prepared for whatever you're going to eat, regardless.
Same thing
Regardless.
too, though. Same thing too.
Right.
His wife, his old lady, whoever he took out to that dinner, right? She know her friends. Don't let the broke bitch order the steak. If you see her about to say steak, hey yo, you get the chicken.
They got chicken nugget. They got chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
They got chicken nuggets on this fucking menu.
Kids
You just
menu.
let these people. You just let somebody who you know don't got money order the steak up and run the bill up on your man.
That's it.
I would have broke up with her. You gonna let them run that bill up
Oh
on
yeah.
me?
I
That's
think
the whole
they
Whether
point.
did.
whether I have it or not, whether I have it or not, we done.
It would have been done right there.
You know
Number
your
one,
friends
I don't see longevity in this relationship. Number one. Number
I
two,
think they did break up in the video.
yeah.
Like,
If he had to pay that, she did him a favor because that little $5,000 he got to pay right now is far less than what that future bill would have been, bro. So
Yep.
he
word.
paid for freedom.
Ooh.
He
But
paid for
the,
Yeah.
freedom.
the but the crazy thing though is I don't want no broke nigga. None of us want no broke nigga. But y'all with the broke women out there. Again, y'all listen to Tyrone. You don't go out. You know how many times I can't do it because I ain't got it. But see,
Yeah.
but I'm not. See, it's
Yeah.
weird with me because like I don't go out. I don't do if I don't have it. But if I have it, I'm the person that's willing to help and make sure we're all having a good time. But that's
Yes.
if I have it. If I
It's a
don't,
different
Right.
world now, man.
I'm probably not going. Or
It's
if
a different
somebody's
world.
like, "Yo, I got you," yeah. But that's that mindset of like I said, like y'all said. If I don't have it, and somebody's like, "Yo, I got you," I'm looking out for your pockets on like I'm trying to be as minimalist as possible
I
Yeah.
don't never.
because it's the only the
Right.
right thing to do.
Right.
I don't never tell my homies I got them. Here's how I handle that because I don't want to. Another thing, I don't want to let my friends and other people see that I'm paying for another man. I don't like that. I think that's degrading, right? But if my homie want to go, if we get invited to a group dinner or something, and one of my boys say I can't make it, whatever, I give him a call. Hey, why can't you make it? Hey, I don't got the money right now. Listen, slide over to the crib before the event. I'm gonna slip you a little something, and then and we just rock out with that. And it's between me and you and we can
Dude,
make that shit happen.
dude.
That's
Oh
good,
shit.
I
though,
was
man. That's men.
yeah.
That's
That's what's up.
with
I was I was I
females,
was
it's not gonna
I
work.
was gonna say that everyone here has a set amount in their head what they would like. Yo, listen, I'm not going out unless I have X amount of dollars, $300, $400 or whatever, $200, $300. If it's under that, yeah, I'm not going.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Oh
But everyone
shit
has that.
moment. I'm
Mhm.
We
sorry.
also
Facts.
live in an era where folks, women go on dates with the dude knowing they're not gonna go on another date and just to get the free meal. So
Yeah,
it's a whole different generation.
that too. That part.
So that's that. There's
Oh shit. Oh shit moment. I'm gonna build on off of what Tyrone mentioned, and then we'll close out the show. Because this just reminded me of another fucking incident, and I've talked about this. I haven't talked about it like live around, but I talked about it with my homie where the whole trip for me, I felt like I shouldn't win, but whatever. It's my boy. I went to his wedding. He's no longer married to this woman, but this is when we went to Louisiana for his wedding, right? Two of the dudes that were in his wedding party were two of like his line brothers and all that, right? And I went down there. I wasn't involved in the wedding. You know what I'm saying? I ended up what the trip ended up becoming was we used my car to get the best man down there, who was one of my boys too, one of my brothers. But he was the best man. I was just a friend attending the wedding, and his two line brothers was in the wedding. We're hanging out like bachelor party style, right? We go to the casino. We're just walking around the city, chilling. I think we might have went into some club or bar, or whatever. But then it was time to go like to my boy's room because somebody he knew in the area had dancers, locked door party shit, right? And I discovered early in the night that his friends, the two line brothers, that they had no money the whole night. Cause they was like, "Oh, I'm not
Yo.
gambling. I ain't got it like that. I ain't got no money like that. You know, I'm not gambling. I ain't getting no drinks, nothing. Yada 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 yada." So then we get back to the thing, right? I'm like fully dejected because we're hanging out. They were cool dudes, but we're hanging out with dudes who had no money to do anything. But you're involved. Like y'all are supposed to take care of the groom in this situation,
Right.
not the friend who's not in the wedding. You know, not the friend who's not in the wedding. The best man and the groomsman was supposed to take care of the groom in this situation. And
Facts.
I'm like,
Right.
I'm ear hustling. I'm listening to these dudes like, yo, we can't wait till we get back, yada yada yada. And then they trying to negotiate with the girls in there, like, yo, how much for this, how much for that. I was fully checked out that like I didn't pay attention to nothing that went on. I was mad that I was there. I walked out of the room and I'm listening to these niggas fucking. They was talking early in the night how they ain't got no money, but they negotiating how much for this, that, and the third with this dancer. And I pulled my boy Jason out because he fucking pulled out a knot of money, and I pulled him outside the room, and I was like, yo, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. Your money's your money. But your boys are fucking broke as fuck, and they're in there trying to negotiate with these girls to get shit and do shit and getting dances and this and that. But these niggas have been saying all night they're fucking broke. If I were you, just to not embarrass you in this situation, break them off some of what you got there and help them dudes out so they're not making you look bad. And I think he did it, but I was like, yo, I don't know these cats to give them anything. I don't know
Right.
them. These are your people. And I'm the one telling you, I'm listening to them talk about their fucking broke, but you're hanging out and you're fucking trying to be sleazeball with these women and you ain't paying nothing. I'm telling you, I participated in none of that night. And I literally sat on the side. I think I was in my phone. I was ignoring everything. I didn't give a fuck. I walked outside. I wasn't into nothing. None of that situation thrilled me, had me do
You was
anything.
totally checked out.
I
You
was
was checked out
literally
at that
just
point.
there.
Yeah.
Don't be that broke friend. If you ain't got it, stay the fuck home.
Word.
Common
Yeah.
sense
Yeah.
tells you that.
Yeah. That's bad.
Terrible.
That's
That's
bad.
a
But
whole
with that
fact,
being
man.
said, let's see if we can get the cipher right. Tyrone, you know what to do.
Um, as always, I was glad to be here. Good show. We had good time. I love that we could disagree. That's the main thing I love because I love a good argument. And I hate when I be arguing with people and nobody don't have no rebuttals. And I know you guys got something to say. You know what I mean? And that's what you know, I like the rebuttaling. I like the arguing. I like that we can disagree and not care. And it's just real men, real talk. You know, I don't. And the funny thing is, like, I got my friend group and I talk to them on their level, but like, I don't get this a lot. There's not a lot of men out here that I can talk to that have some kind of intelligence, some kind of knowledge of what's going on, and even that can admit, like O did last week, or you with the book tonight, can admit to say, hey, I don't have the knowledge to have this conversation. So anything I say is just going to be an opinion, and it might be dumb as fuck, you know. But we can accept that, and we can move on. And so that's why I just love it when I can be on here, and I just love it when I just love what we're doing. Man. I just love what we're doing. Oh, go ahead.
Word.
Oh,
Yo, I think the word you're looking for, man, is chemistry, man. I picked up on that, last couple of shows. Like, yo, yeah, yo, we really do form like Voltron, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I enjoy our little hour and a half, 2 hour sessions. To get the week going. I mean,
Word.
so another great show. I enjoyed this, man. I always enjoy talking about my childhood and reminiscing and shit. And so yeah, man, I really like the show, man. Shout out to listeners. Shout out to the people watching on Twitch, YouTube. Um, we're gonna see clips on TikTok, man. Shout out to all of y'all, man. I love y'all. Um, Another great show, man. Pass it off to my boy Jamal.
Yo, great show, y'all. Again, pleasure coming back after being away for a few weeks. Great show. Peace to Tyrone, Big O, TJ, and the mayor. Peace to Ishtar, to Disabled Planets, and Ill Magic. Can't wait to chop up again next week with y'all.
Look like you're about to start a cooking show on us. Like,
Bro, I'm about to get down
as
on
soon
the
as I'm off
sandwich,
as soon as I'm off this, I'm about to hit my next stream, TJ.
Yo, great show. Love you guys. It's always fun to chop it up with y'all. I'm just repeating what y'all said. It's always good topics. Everybody's very opinionated, and I love it. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to JP, man. I know you're going through it right now, dogs.
Sure.
It's tough to lose a family member, especially one you're very close with like that. Um, and listen, I can't wait to hear the story next week about the time you thought you could take your pops. You know what I'm saying? that that should be very interesting. Word up.
Word. Yeah, next week again. The question of the week. And anybody who is listening, podcast wise, otherwise, send your stories in, man. The email has been down there at the starter5show@gmail.com. Hit us up on the website, hit us up on the Instagram, hit me on TikTok, and we'll share y'all stories too. Or just come on the fucking show and talk about it. When did you think,
Yeah.
or when did you know that you could take your pops for real? Because like I said, I think I told a part of mine when I mentioned how I was easily able to put him through the arm of the couch, and we broke the whole arm of the couch. So I think I might have explained mine easy, but yeah, man, we're gonna have fun with that next week. We're gonna do some more reminiscing shit. We're gonna talk behind the scenes later during the week about sparking up a Tubi watch along series or a Nollywood watch along series. Y'all definitely got those suggestions, because I definitely want to get into some of them African movies though, because man, listen, I give them props for ingenuity and all that, but them special effects don't be like. I know, like, as I'm recalling it now, I know y'all seen the one that was like the shootout in that apartment, in like that living room, and fucking dude dove on the ground and slid across the whole living room, shooting people, still sliding.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna talk about all those curve the bullet, the wanted. Was it wanted? When it was curving the bullet.
Yeah,
We're not
Yeah.
gonna talk about all the movies.
yo, shit like that again, where fucking Batman looks like a S&M character and shit, going around killing, like murdering people and shit. Like, yeah, we might have to spark this. I'm sure others are doing it out there, but ain't nobody gonna do it like us. And with that being said,
never that.
peace. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir.